Yeah, so journaling. It's probably the easiest way to do this. Is I'm just going to do a daily journal every day. So it's day 127 of 365. It's a Wednesday. It's social media day. I have started to assemble the campaign. It's taking a lot longer than I thought. That's my apologies, because if anybody's actually following me, which I think is mostly on LinkedIn, but if anybody's following what I'm doing, I said that I would have a campaign assembled and launch on May 1st. The problem is, though, that now I'm starting to get into the utilities for things, and I get my gears change all the time because I'm meticulous. So here we go all over again. But I just wanted to share something with you that I thought was very interesting. Social listening, right? That is like, it changed my whole scope. Because like most of these analytic social apps or things that you can use, what they do is they tap into your social feeds and they watch what you post, right? And they will actually help you post. They will help you schedule posts, whether it be on any of these platforms, and whether it be text, image, or video, links, whatever. And so what you can do is you can load your gun during the week and it'll take care of things for you, distributing that information on the platforms at the most opportune times. So it's like a battle, right? And so this is what I like about this channel or this conversation that I'm having with the audience, the internet, is, so there's a lot of software out there. A lot of them have to do with calendaring. And if anybody works social media, they know what I'm talking about. It weaponizes the way that you can, effectively get the information out there to the people that it's supposed to be for. And then also, hopefully hone in on that. And it's all about, like the way I thought it was in April, what I wanted to do was I wanted to create a net, right? And so I did. And the net, what I did was I would just drag it across the internet and then, see what it caught. And that's what April was for. And by looking at all that analytic data and putting it into these apps now, and I'm trialing a few of them, I get to see it's information that now I understand why all these social platforms want to give you free accounts. Obviously we all know that, but when you see it all in one place, it scares the shit out of me, because it's exactly who everybody is, how their behaviors are, their genders, their age, what they do, what they like. You get to see all that information. Now, that's why this is taking a little longer, because I'm loading this campaign, but I realize that it keeps changing because I'm meticulous. So as long as I say that out loud, I'm going to keep everybody up to date. But yeah, social listening. Wow, right? What another modern method idea that you can put in there, because now you can kind of see when at the same time people are talking about something. And if those people are talking about something, you can now magnetize your message towards them. And it's so social media engineering. It totally is. But I said that's what it was going to be. And so I've changed things. I've created a whole new outlook and a whole new, way to brand myself as the speaker inside the automated method with, a little bit off the side podcast, which I'm going to get more aggressive with because I have a list of people I want to talk with, and that's where it's going to get great and awesome. And then I also have a new channel, which is app of the day, which is I'm going to go talk about an app. And then I'm slowly going to build a tech stack with the app. And then I'm going to mention businesses. Some of them will be local, around the GTA and in Canada, just because I feel that outsourcing, even though it doesn't mean out of country, outsourcing means not in your business. And I'm really fascinated about this concept of your logo and then the app that you use and it's a logo, and then a firm that outsources somebody that is the manager of that logo. So that's logo looking after app that is a logo, and then you use that app in your business that's a logo. So it's logo to logo, basically. That sounds crazy, but the social media is supposed to do that. I'm supposed to, influence everybody into understanding that digitally contracting, hiring a process consulting firm like the Automated Method, and this is a call to action as well, by emailing start@theautomatedmethod.com. What you do is you slowly get into the pipeline of the Automated Method, where I will communicate you, or one of my partners will, and we answer your questions, because it's all about influencing proper business decisions. And one of the things that I had to say today was the social listening. The social listening and the choice of application that I want to use to manage all of the socials at once. That is a lot more than I could have done on a weekend. Right? But yeah, that's it, man. Social listening. Just go Google it. I can't even, That was the thing that broke me a few days ago, because I really changed everything once I could see the features. Like, this is the thing. Not to talk your ear off, but these apps have been around for a long time, and so they've gotten really aggressive with the way that they forward sell themselves against their competitors. So if you have an app that controls all your social feeds, also posts for you, calendars the posts for you, helps you curate your content for your story brand or whatever your social media is, when you start deep diving into these apps, what happens is you actually start to see these tricks you never knew were there before. And once you see these tricks that were never there before, you're like, wow. Because here's the deal, and I'm just being honest with you. If you post something and it's like an ad, in some form, if it's an ad, right? If you post something and it's like an advertisement for a service or a product or whatever, you can't tell me as a business owner that you do not want to, you don't want it to be as effective as possible. If you're spending money to throw that out there on the internet, you want it to be as effective as possible. And also you want to attract the right people to, align it. You don't want to just be a bottom feeder, right? Where you just basically take any work you can get. You want to align your business philosophy with the person that actually, respects whatever the product or service is, and so that they're going to get their money's worth, or their value, or the transaction of value doesn't make you feel guilty, right? Because that's where I feel like you could abuse this. But, that's why I wanted to be transparent and tell you that this is what I'm doing as an open, transparent, and honest campaign on the internet, so that you can see what I'm feeling while I'm doing it. Because it's crazy effective now that I know how to use it. And also when you have a service that is extremely valuable, and especially more so with the new normal, obviously process consulting, leaning out, less people, more software, where do you want me to start? And also motivating people to stop this problem that they have, which is not changing, this fear of change. So motivationally influencing people to make proper decisions so their businesses become weaponized, and then they can profit, from their performance and in this time. Whew, that's a lot of stuff. So effectively, get the most spend out of whatever it is that you're doing. Because if you're recording video, you're paying someone. If you're not doing it yourself, if you're shooting with a photographer, you're paying someone. If you're setting up stuff that are things that aren't your talent, that you can't do yourself, it's costing money. So if you're going to put it on the internet, you want to make sure you get your money's worth, right? And that's what this video is for. Social Media Day, Wednesday, Hump Day, it doesn't matter. One of those hashtags. Leading by example. That's the problem, is that every single time I crack a new egg, I look at my meticulous, methodical strategy brain kicks in, and I'm like, holy shit, that's even way more effective than I thought. Because now all I'm doing is I'm just sharpening the sword. And I gotta start changing some of these things, because I'm populating conversation information in some of the wrong platforms, and I understand that, and I'm not using Twitter as much as I should be. But that, I digress. So that was one thing I wanted to mention. And the other thing I wanted to mention was that blending of the analog and digital versions of myself. I'm going to start to use my personal Instagram a little bit more to hijack the feed. Hashtag hijack the feed. And the reason why I wanted that hashtag is because I know that there are so many, my ideas were with companies I work with, partners, apps, solutions, ideas, and following in their stream of consciousness with social media, right? And so there's a stream of consciousness with social media, and that's what hashtags are for. But if you really, start to tag and hashtag at the right places and the right times with the right things you use, you curate this very interesting thing. And I call it what was the analogy I used the other day? Say for example, you had animals in a sanctuary, not a sanctuary, but a wildlife preserve. And so each, you tag them. Well, when you have images or tweets or videos or YouTube videos or Instagram stories or whatever, you're traveling into this wildlife preserve, and you're basically tagging your your feed, things you've posted in there, and then you can put money on each one of those tags, and then you can promote them to people by using analytics. So you see what I mean? It's like dropping these little these cards off, or I don't know how to explain it, but what you do is, well, you travel through social media, you leave your mark. And if you leave your mark, you can track it. Okay? And then if it gets reposted, or if someone, visually uses it for somewhere else, or clicks it, or shares your hashtag, or uses your hashtag, you've created you've sprouted off these different things. Like, it just keeps growing. It's an animal, an organic animal. And what I realized from all this is that it's so sophisticatedly accurate in a lot of ways that it scares the shit out of me, but that's why there's a delay in a lot of this. But I think that this morning when I woke up, I said, Jason, just journal, because I have the journal today, and I know this video is very lengthy, but it's been a while, so I'm going to keep it at this length. But I named my book, and so I wanted to tell everybody that. So it's Money for Nothing. And I know that's a Dire Straits song, but and I think I'm at this point now where a lot of the things that my business has taught other business is that it's not a joke. Okay? Money for Nothing. I'm writing things down that are like how to effectively use automation and process design to engineer the leanest, meanest business machine that is respected by the inside crew, your team, and known by the outside with modern marketing. And then basically, like, what people used to think it cost to run a business before, now is the actual operational cost of business is actually a lot less, and also you can profit a lot more. So that's where I get that money for nothing, because I feel like startup culture has injected that rock star into the mainstream. Instead of guitar in the 70s and people dropped out of high school, they're dropping out of university now once they have a startup idea, because that's like their rock star. The founder is the rock star in the 70s that bought the guitar and dropped out. Instead, now it's university. Whew, this is a long one. But yeah, anyway, my book is titled Money for Nothing. It's day 127 of 365.